We would like to thank Podcorn for sponsoring this episode of TechTime Radio. Explore sponsorship opportunities and start monetizing your podcast by signing up at podcorn.com/podcasters. Let me tell you about Podcorn. Podcorn is an absolute must for any podcaster starting out. Now, when we started out TechTime Radio, we started out in a back office with a couple of mics. We expanded to a studio, and then now, as you can see, we're on the radio and have distribution into other markets. Having the ability to have Podcorn at the start of our podcast would have been a dream come true. Guess what? With Podcorn, you now have the amazing opportunity for podcasts to receive sponsorship, such as host reads, interview segments, and topical discussions. With Podcorn, there's no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on their platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without exclusivities. You never give up the rights of your podcast in Podcorn, and they're here to support you everywhere possible. Visit podcorn.com. Again, that's podcorn.com. Podcorn is a true success for those starting their podcast dreams.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Are you going to get started?
All right, welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology with a little whiskey on the side. I'm Nathan Mumm. Welcome to our show today. We live stream during our show on 5 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to watch us live or visit us on techtimeradio.com or even tweet us at hashtag TechTimeRadio during the show, and we'll do our best to respond to your tweets. I'm your host with a technologist with 30 years of information and expertise working for companies like Microsoft and Vulcan Inc., a keynote speaker on technology subjects from cybersecurity to blockchain and everything in between. My co-host here, Mike Gorday, is an award-winning author. Excited for today's show. Originally really from Arizona, Mike is a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. His 20-plus year career helps people understand human behavior. Mike keeps me from geeking out while providing an insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. We are two friends from different backgrounds, but bring the best technology show possible every week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Now, you're really excited about getting the show started today, aren't you, Mr. Gorday?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Okay. So let's get right into it. Welcome, everybody. About? Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right. What technology items have been recently recalled and other things we believe should be replaced and recalled? We're going to be talking about that in a segment, Things You Didn't Know. And why do nerds collect toys? Mike Gorday has some thoughts on this during his mesmerizing moments. And what happened to Windows 8.1? There's a big announcement of Windows 8.1.
No way.
Yeah, I have some sarcasm when we talk about that little segment, but we got Windows 8.1 we're going to be talking about. Guess who turns 51 today?
Not me.
Not you. Somebody turns 51 today. And do you know how he celebrates that? He just celebrates that by going to a company that he's looking to purchase and tell all the employees that they may be laid off.
He's a year younger than I am.
Is he?
You know that?
Elon Musk's birthday today. So, since we've had him on the show here, so much talking about his Twitter items, we decided to celebrate his 51st birthday celebration with what he did to the Twitter employees. We're going to be talking about that.
Twitter employee layoffs.
All right. And do you have an Atari unit growing up?
I played Pong.
You played Pong. So we're going to be talking about the Atari unit itself because Atari has officially turned 50 years old.
Yes, I'm 2 years old.
All right. So we're going to be talking about that. And we have, of course, Nathan has a nugget, and I am fuming about a company.
Yes, I know.
So we're a little worried about this. We'll see how that segment goes, but
Okay.
oh my word, I am not happy, and we're going to tell why. You know what? Radio is fantastic. It gives me an outlet to express my anger on technology companies, and today
I'm not sure
it
that's
is
a good idea.
all going to be released.
It hasn't worked out for you in the past.
Well, you know what? This is more serious than Fire Ice. Let me just tell you that. All right,
Okay,
and then we have letters.
Started to roll.
All right, we have This Week in Technology, Mike's mesmerizing moment, and of course our pick of the day, whiskey tasting. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Now it's time to start our show with our loaded question of the week, brought to you by Elderberry Boost. Get your Elderberry Boost today at elderberry-boost.com. Mike and Odie, here's your loaded question. What do you daydream about?
What do I daydream about?
What do you daydream about? Okay, it's radio.
Yeah, well, I know it's radio.
Okay.
But
So
what do
that
I
was-
daydream about?
Yeah, what do you
I
daydream
don't-
about?
I don't know. I daydream about sitting on a beach in the Caribbean
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay.
every day.
Every day. So that's what you dream about, right?
Yeah, certainly not cloudy skies and
After, of course, we just had like a 97-degree day
Oh,
where
man.
no air conditioning is working, and then all of a sudden,
I love Pacific Northwesterners and their freakouts over the temperature.
you like the temperature. All right, Odie, the question is for you. What do you daydream about each and every day?
Probably concerts. Just
Okay.
wishing that I could go back and redo those concerts that I've done before.
To redo a concert at
Are
your
we
age,
talking about?
you're-
Are we talking about concert regret?
No. Like I just wish I could relive it.
Oh, you just want to be at a concert
Oh.
24/7?
Mhm.
Well, you could
Like a
join a
serial killer.
roadie, and you can just go with all the concerts, and you have a concert every night.
Yeah, and then abandon this.
I don't know. Why did you choose that question? What do you daydream about?
What do I
every day?
daydream? Wow.
Brady.
Hooked on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
okay. What do I daydream about? I daydream about businesses all day long. I am never settled with just like one business idea or two business ideas or 5 business ideas. I got like crazy ideas.
Let's just take the business part out and just leave the crazy in there.
Okay,
because
just
you
the
have
crazy.
crazy ideas.
I got crazy ideas.
Yeah.
All right. And you're a part of one of them. Isn't that great, Mr. Gorday?
yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that was our loaded question of the week, Mike. As always, we have our whiskey tastings during the commercials, and we'll see if our selected pick of the day gets a 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. You'll want to make sure you listen all the way through to the picks so you can hear, of course, the facts on Mark's mumbles and to see if we decide this whiskey is heir apparent to receive 2 thumbs up. All right. Now it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right. Story number 1. Elon Musk's birthday is today. I hope he enjoys his 51st birthday. And you know what? Why not kill the positive mojo of your birthday with the hint of layoffs at your first meeting with Twitter employees? Multi-billionaire Elon Musk, in a meeting with Twitter employees, hinted at a potential job cuts to take over his social media company if successful. He addressed topics like remote working, freedom of speech, and potential extraterrestrial life. Mr. Musk was talking to the staff for the first time since his launch to bid for the purchase of the firm in April. On a wide-ranging video call with Twitter employees, Mr. Elon Musk said layoffs at Twitter would depend on the company's financial situation. He then followed up immediately that the company does not need to worry about it if it stays healthy. Right now, the costs, though, are exceeding the revenue, he said. However, he also did add anyone who's a significant contributor should have nothing to worry about. So, Mike, I guess that means that you're okay if you were in there. So if you're a significant contributor, you have nothing to worry about. If you're a standard contributor,
I don't even know that I contribute to Twitter at all.
well, I'm just saying, I guess I was trying to say that as your work ethic, since you're a good work ethic person, you would not have to worry about that if you worked for Elon Musk.
Well, yeah, maybe I don't kiss it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Story number 2. I think you're up for story number 2,
I
aren't
think
you?
so.
Okay.
Well, if you have ever suffered the tyranny of online job searching,
Yeah.
just wait till you find out what you may be up against.
Okay.
So the FBI released a report today that has shared that people are using deep fakes to apply to remote jobs. I'm starting to sound like you.
Wow. Yeah, okay, take a deep breath,
Take
a little
deep breath,
slower.
yeah. In particular, companies hiring for open IT positions have reported a slew of people using stolen information and deepfake video and voice to apply for remote tech jobs. More and more of these have been happening lately for positions at IT, programming, database, and software firms. The announcement reported that many of these positions are ones that have access to sensitive information, such as customer or employee data, and it implies that the imposters are likely doing so in order to gain access to it as well as getting paid to do so. It wasn't made clear how successful these attempts have been or how many were thwarted, either prior to an offer or bleakly after the person was able to secure a paycheck. Specifically, the report details attempts using voice spoofing techniques that did not match what was being said or videos with odd details, such as shadows being in the wrong place or videos where someone sneezed and wasn't picked up by the video software. The technology behind deepfakes have come a long way, making it more difficult to detect, at least by AI detection software, which range in accuracy from 90 or 30 to 97%, and also humans who are untrained to watch for certain visual glitches. So watch out. You may be losing out to max headroom in that next remote endeavor.
So you're telling me that people are absolutely applying for jobs with interviews and they're coming in with videos of deep fakes? Is that what they're doing?
That's what they're doing because a lot of our activities are now online. Interviews are now being done remotely as more often. Last May or this past May, the FBI and other federal sources also released information that said that persons working for North Korean government are trying to obtain these remote jobs too, whether or not they're using deepfake
Technology
or not is up for grabs.
So if you're interviewing right now, you could be losing out to somebody that's over in India, Russia, that does a deep
even
fake
here,
video.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wouldn't that be horrible to have the company say, you know what, I just want to let you know you're our runner-up employee, and then they end up hiring a deep fake person, and they have to come back to that employee and say, oh, sorry, that didn't quite work out. We really like.
Well, I don't know if you know how hard it is to do online job searching, but it's a bear.
Is it?
And this just adds to it.
So now you're losing out to somebody that's not even.
Yeah, you're losing out to people who don't even really want the job. They just want to get access to the information.
Kind of like robots that you put in elderly homes to take care of people. So you have to worry about
like
that
those,
okay.
like social robots.
That's like social robots. All right, story number 3. Microsoft to end Windows 8.1 support in January 2023. Microsoft will stop providing security updates for Windows 8.1 from January 10th, 2023 and onwards.
I didn't even know that existed.
So the end of 8.1 is near. Support for Windows 8 was already killed in January 2016, but Windows 8.1 will not stop working January 2023. It just will no longer be secure. There will be no updates in 8.1 desktop if it's using the Microsoft Office 365 system. Then it will stop working on that also. Now, let me just ask you a question.
Who the heck use Microsoft 95?
Okay. Who the heck is using Microsoft Windows 8.1? This was the crappiest operating system ever. Now, this is worse than Windows Vista, worse than Windows 95. This is essentially an operating system that had tiles because they thought everybody was going to move to touchpad tablets as icons and got rid of the desktop.
Well, yeah.
So why? So if you have Windows 8.1 now on your machine, Microsoft suggests you update to Windows 11. You update to like a brand new job because Windows 10 has been around forever. Windows 11's been around forever, and if you're still stuck at 8.1,
how has Windows 11 been around forever? You mean Windows 8, don't you?
Well, no. Windows 8 and 8.1 have been around for quite a long time, but Windows 10 has been around now for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. That it's been around with all these updates that have come out, different versions of that.
Yeah,
Windows 11 has been around for 2 years now.
Yeah, and Windows 10 is set to stop getting its patches in 2024.
I think it's undetermined at this time, but because they originally said Windows 10 was going to be the operating system, the last one that was ever going to be there. But all right, there you go. So if you have Windows 8.1 and you are concerned about your computer working,
what about Windows 7? I like Windows 7.
Windows 7 is really good. Please turn into a computer store near you today immediately as you're listening to the show and buy yourself a new computer because they will have that taken care of.
Your
and
Windows 8 computer can't get Windows 11?
Well, no. Windows 8 can't get 11, so you're going to need to buy something. All right. Well, that finishes our top stories. Mike, our time is up. We got through the top stories of the week. If you want to learn more about these, you can visit us online at techtimeradio.com. Click on our episode section or blog, and you'll get the details of these stories and features. Now it's time to get ready for our whiskey tasting during our break. But up next, we have a segment, Stories You Didn't Know. What technology items are being recalled? We will be back in a moment. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you interested in traveling now again?
Of course, isn't everybody?
Yes, I think they are. And I got a deal for you.
Tell me.
Affordable World is excited to introduce a brand new tour.
Oh, is that the new Inspiring Istanbul and Malta tour?
That's correct.
All right. They will have you exploring the timeless mystique of Istanbul, where you'll lose yourself in this multicultural texture and lively atmosphere. Then discover the tiny island paradise of Malta, a hidden gem where you can escape to see spectacular beaches, rolling fields, and endless vineyards.
You can save $100 per person with the code that we're going to give you right here at Tech Time Radio called Hidden Gem. Again, just like Malta, if you type in the code Hidden Gem at checkout, you can save $100 per person. Airfare and accommodation are included. Visit affordableworld.com to book today. You visit the two incredible destinations on one single trip. The discount code Hidden Gem can be entered at checkout. It cannot be combined with any other offers, and the promotion runs July 1st through September 30th. Make sure to sign up now. Again, visit affordableworld.com. That's affordableworld.com to start your vacation adventure. All right. Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time Radio is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by myself, Nathan Mumm, and Mike Gorday. We just had our first whiskey tasting during the break, and now let me tell you all about what we're sipping in our pick of the day. During the show today, we have chosen the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Bourbon, 116.8 proof, $44.95. It is the gold medal winner in the 2008 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It's an interesting blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old small batch bourbons, smooth with hints of orange mint tobacco with a long, nutty, hot finish that lingers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's pretty good for a gold medal
winner.
See, I can't even talk today. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Have you been drinking earlier before the show started? We're not.
No,
I
wish I was.
Okay.
Then I could have an excuse for what I'm doing right now.
All right. The classification is a straight bourbon. 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. Wild Turkey Rare Breed was released in 1991, remaining one of the longest running barrel proof bourbons on the market. Since then, they've had over 11 batch releases, sometimes releasing the same batch in installments spanning multiple years. The batch was once donated by a batch number, but more recently only, it's done by unique proof. You may find that while sipping on this, it's a little vanilla, light tasted caramel, sweet oak with some brown sugar, nutmeg, orange zest, chocolate covered cherry, and a faint black pepper taste.
Yeah, I can taste all that.
You get a bold and spicy kick up front with a relatively complex and chewy finish.
I wouldn't call it chewy.
Well, that was
okay, I don't know.
That was Mark's mumble information. Okay. So make sure you stay through and so you get. He's got tons more facts regarding this whiskey, which I know that he favors this whiskey as one of his barrels to select.
This is pretty tasty so far. We'll see if it stands up to hanging out and breathing all
day and see what it does. All right. Well, now that we got our whiskey out of the way, we have a bunch of stories from the world of technology that you might not hear about in our mainstream media. We enjoy highlighting a few of these items that you need to get out there and share so that the mainstream media can talk about them.
Stories you didn't know.
Okay, now after our segment last week ending on electric cars, this week, oh my word, if you're an electric car company, you might as well have shut down because we are going to be talking about some curious stories that have happened on the electric vehicle front.
What's going on in the electrical vehicle front?
Well,
there,
here we
Nathan?
got Toyota recalls their electric cars over concerns about loose wheels. The recall comes less than 2 months after the cars were launched in Japan. Car maker Subaru also said that for the same reason, it's going to recall 403 electric cars that it developed with Toyota.
I feel like this is like something from my childhood.
Well, here's the quote. If a wheel detaches from the vehicle while driving, it could result in the loss of vehicle control.
Well, yeah, that's
Increasing the risk of a crash, said spokesman. No one should drive vehicles
all right. Captain Obvious is on the case.
that have this issue with their performance. Toyota spokesman declined to comment on how many vehicles this truly affected, but Toyota is viewed as a latecomer to the electric vehicle market as compared to rival manufacturers like Tesla that launched their first electric car 14 years ago. Be careful, Tesla. This week, Toyota also said it would cut the number of its vehicles it plans to produce next month by 50,000 to only 800,000 total because of a shortage in computer chips.
Sounds like they need a shortage of lug nuts.
Lug nuts?
I don't know.
Well, let's continue on our story. Let's talk about the
magnets to keep
Ford
the wheels on? What's going on?
F-150.
Okay.
The Ford F-150 Lightning. We talked about this vehicle specifically in our vehicle deal with Phil.
That's right.
It recalls 2,900 electric trucks. The issue has to deal with the actual pressure of the tires. Now, don't worry. Ford says that it's going to rectify this by an over-the-air update that it will send on out. Now, essentially, the recall has to speak specifically to the Lightning that affects 2,666 trucks in the United States, 220 in Canada. And then what happens is the drivers are failed to be notified if their tire pressure drops below the recommended value.
Well,
and it could result in a poor vehicle
truck.
handling and the possibility of lost control of the vehicle.
No
This
way.
True has been told that this is not a good idea to drive on your vehicles that are not properly
What's the
inflated.
deal with the tires?
Well,
Who would have known?
who would have known that electric vehicle issues have to do with tires? But you know what? We're not stopping now.
Okay.
Tesla recalls
Not
model
Tesla.
year 2021 Model 3S and the Model YS. Well, the fish eye and the narrow camera cable terminals were incorrectly installed in the cable harness, resulting in swapped camera views. Now, these cameras are used for the assisted driving.
Mhm.
So the swapped camera views can prevent the cameras from detecting crossing objects, the line lanes, and can essentially impair the auto steering and automatic emergency braking system and increase the risk of a crash.
Would you say that it could result in the loss of vehicle control, increasing the risk of a crash?
That's correct. That is it.
Well, thank you, Toyota, for letting us know.
Okay, well, owners, what are you supposed to do with your Tesla? Your Tesla customers are to call 877-798-3752. Tesla's number for this recall is SP-22-17-007. So you can get your cameras properly aligned. So when you use any of the advanced features, they don't get corrupted by incorrect imaging, causing the car to sway and not have the auto assisted driving that they tout so
At least your
highly.
tires are on.
You know what? But there's nothing like this that we can get to the next story. After we talk about these, you know what? It can't be getting any better. But let me tell you, I think it does. There's nothing quite like relaxing in the summer, kicking back with your loved ones at a party that was interrupted by your umbrella bursting into flames. A product recall on the light up patio umbrella powered by solar panels and sold by Costco has been recalled following reports of the umbrella's panels catching on fire. Sunvilla's solar LED market umbrella, which was sold at retail giant Costco, was recalled in a joint filing by the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission and the Government of Canada on Thursday. Now,
See, I don't really have to talk about the interaction of human behavior and technology this week because tires are falling off for
who knows?
220
Electric
trucks in
car
Canada.
vehicles have problems with cameras incorrectly being set up so that they can't monitor stuff. Computer chip shortages, wheels falling off vehicles.
Oh,
Now,
yeah,
when you're
yeah.
sitting out having your barbecue, essentially your umbrella is going to ignite into flames because of the solar panel issues. But for those
That's a cool
workout
party trick.
Yeah, well, for those workout enthusiasts, not myself personally, but let me tell you about the Nautilus recall
Yours
for
has a plant
treadmills
on it.
has a computer chip malfunction that can cause treadmills to start on their own, which could pose a fall hazard. So here's what we got. Nautilus is recalling more than 7,300 of their treadmills. The treadmills can start on their own, posing a hazard for the user. So you could just be sitting in your living room, and all of a sudden,
how is my treadmill starting over there in the corner, which I never stand on? How is that going to cause me any problem?
Well, the firm has received 21 reports of the treadmills self-starting, so people would get on them, get their pop ready to go, and all of a sudden it just kicks in.
Yeah, it's like,
boom! And
get off me! Get off me! I don't want to do this right now.
The computer chip in the device was manufactured in China, and it's known to have random power outages and power-on cycles that cannot be controlled. These units were sold at Best Buy, Walmart, and other stores nationwide, online, and at Nautilus.com or Amazon.com. Any Model T616 and Model T618 are affected. It could randomly start working out for you.
T600s?
T616.
These are the T600s.
Oh, I guess they are. They're the Terminator versions.
Terminator versions.
Okay, well, that ends our segments on stories you didn't know. Up next, we have This Week in Technology. So now would be a good time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we will be doing so also during the break. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mike,
What?
have you heard of elderberry?
Only in reference to a Monty Python movie.
Well, let me tell you, Elderberry Boost, again, that's elderberry-boost.com.
Elderberry Boost.
Yes, Mike, that's Elderberry Boost.
You can choose organic Elderberry Boost, that 8-ounce size. It's available on sale right now at $11.99. You're listening here right now on Tech Time Radio, so you need to go to Elderberry, that's ELDERBERRY-boost.com, and get some today.
Elderberry Boost.
Elderberry is an all-natural organic immune system booster and antiviral. Elderberry is known to actively fight against viruses, including colds and the flu. It also works as a natural remedy for allergies, cancer, digestion, heart disease, high cholesterol, headache, toothache, weight loss, and reduced inflammation.
It's a natural and healthy diuretic and has many antiviral properties. While it is famous for fighting the flu, it is effective for any illness.
Elderberry Boost was created to provide a quality organic elderberry to their customers. After searching years ago for a perfect elderberry syrup, none could be found, so they essentially created their own homemade recipe.
If you would like to get 15% off your first order of Elderberry Boost, just put in the discount code TechTime at checkout.
Again, that's elderberry-boost.com.
Elderberry Boost.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we kind of ruined this a little bit at the start of the show, but June 27th, 1972, Atari is celebrating its 50 years of being in existence. Now, the iconic video game company Atari is founded by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney. Their first video game, Pong, was the first commercial success video game and led to the start of the video game industry. In 1977, Atari's video computer system, known as the VCS, and later the Atari 2600, popularized the home video game market. Before the video game crash of 1983, Atari was the fastest growing company in the history of the United States at the time, and the brand was synonymous with video games. All of those who enjoyed video games, whether you started playing in the 70s, 80s, or just the last few years, should take a moment to reflect on the company that single-handedly spawned the video game industry that we cherish today. I propose the best way to do that is to pull out your old 2600 like I did this last couple of weeks and play some of the classic games like Air Sea Battle, Battle Zone, and Adventure. Did you ever play the Adventure game? You ran around as this little dot and you'd pick up keys and different items to open the doors.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Air Sea Battle? You had the little stick that would be on the floor. You'd shoot up at the planes that were above you.
Yep.
Outlaw, that some car game. This is the video game unit that I grew up on. How about yourself?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I
What was your best time of Atari 2600?
Asteroids.
Okay.
I would play Asteroids for hours. I would flip it all the time. Flip the scoreboard.
Really?
Yeah. I had a guy down the street, an older guy, who challenged me to an asteroid contest, and I beat the crap out of him, and he got all upset.
He didn't invite you back?
No.
No. So I used to play track and field. Was it one of the games? And you'd have to mash the buttons. And then all of a sudden, like 20 years later, after the game has already been out, they came out with this pad that you could plug into that had the 2 buttons that you could just beat the crap out of. And it was like a blue controller with a button. And then I went back and played track and field because I could never get my guy with the joystick, the one joystick with, of course, the orange button in the top left-hand corner.
Do you remember
You'd have to move back and forth. Yeah, you remember the paddles that you used to have?
Paddles, yeah.
And they had tennis games for that was the Pong
That
paddle
was where
also.
that was where the Pong ones were.
And then they had car racing games before Super Sprint and all these other games came out where you could just turn your wheel and it would go completely around in circles and you could go on ice. And was that? You don't remember that?
No, I remember that.
Okay.
I remember all these things
because
I'm older than you.
Okay. All right. that is our This Week in Technology. Have you ever wanted to watch some technology, tech time history? Well, with over 2 years of videos, podcasts, and blog information, you can visit us at techtimeradio.com, watch our older shows, or join the Tech Timers Facebook group to talk to us live all the time. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have a Nathan Nugget of the Week, or a Nathan Rant is more like it. We have letters, and of course, just around the corner, we have Mark's Mumbles. We'll see you after the break. Hey, Mike, do you love subscription boxes as much as I do?
Probably more than you do.
Guess what? You're going to be absolutely obsessed then with Meet Cute Box. Meet Cute Box is a membership box for couples that give you a new themed date night box each month for you and your partner to enjoy. My favorite part about Meet Cute Box is the fact that all the items are from small local businesses around the world. So you really get to experience something new and different every month.
Memberships start at only $29.99 per month, with each box valued up to $100.
If you're looking for ways to keep date nights fun and exciting, as a newlywed like you, Mike,
That's right.
you can try Meet Cute Box completely risk-free by checking meetbox.com and use the code SUMMER20 to get 20% off your first order. But hurry, the offer expires at the end of June. So visit meetcutebox.com and use the code SUMMER20 at checkout. Couples memberships are $39.99, or single memberships for that single friend, $29.99 every month. Make sure to sign up today. You can receive your box as early as next week. All right, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. I'm your host, technology expert. In addition, we have our human solution consultant extraordinary, Mike Gorday, keeps things on the level for the common everyday person. We are a national weekly technology show that will make you go, with the technology news of the week. Mike, how is your whiskey tasting? This is a pretty good whiskey.
I like it. It does have a tendency to get a little bit more longer burn the longer it stays out, but
is that okay for you? Would you mix this, or would you take this straight?
This is a straight.
This is a straight.
whiskey,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? Now let's get ready to listen to one of our staff members, Mark Gregoire's comments on this whiskey. And now for Mark's Mumbles. All right. Wild Turkey uses a single mash bill for all of their bourbons and bottles rare breed at barrel proof. Wild Turkey's barrel proof entry, the proof that is distilled and enters the barrel for aging, is relatively low at 107 to 115, up to 105 at one time, resulting in a low bottling proof by comparison to competitors. Barrel proof products, which typically go at the maximum allowed 125 proof. This is a thumbs up for Mark. Wild Turkey is one of the bourbon's most respected brands and is yet overlooked by many people. This bourbon is hands down one of the best, if not the best deal out on the market today. So it's only $44.95. He's saying for this proof aging at 116.8 proof, this is one of the best. This is a well-constructed barrel-proof bourbon, and it should be a staple for every bourbon drinker's shelf. This is what you should get your father or mother as a present for that special day instead of one of Nathan's gadgets. Now, I disagree with that. I think our gadgets for Father's Day and Mother's Day would be better. But he's trying to say that this whiskey is top shelf enough to get you for your parents.
Well, yeah, I regularly bought my mom whiskey.
Did you really?
No.
Well, she had to deal with you. So
Yeah,
she was
she had
just
to
like,
deal with
go to the store, give me some whiskey. Okay. All right. Well, Mark, thank you for that
I'm
mumble.
kidding.
Now, Mike, I have something I need to talk about.
What?
We
What?
got to get this out in the world so that the media companies pick this up. This is a story that is brewing and it's being swept under the rug.
How do you know it's being?
Well, because it's hard to find the correct informations. So we are going to talk about it so people can be educated and know what is happening about this company, their product, and their lies they're telling us. Let's get ready to start this next segment.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right. So I was coming in to the show today. I turn on my radio. I'm listening to a little sports radio. I like a little sports radio. I'm a sports guy, right? So I listen to the sports radio. All of a sudden, there's a commercial for this company, and we're talking about it. Oh, my word.
I know. We've talked about it in the past.
Went up. My blood pressure just shot to the roof. This is a company called Duckduckgo. Now, we talked about Duckduckgo. We actually recommended people to use Duckduckgo as a browser and as a search algorithm because of the privacy that it would benefit yourself as a consumer, because they didn't sell any of their information. All of their information was kept private.
Yeah. So
And
what
guess
are you,
what?
What are you hot about?
I'm hot because I have two different items that prove this company has been lying to us and have been lying to us for a long time. I
Really?
do not recommend DuckDuckGo. I would remove it from all my computers, tablets, phones, and I would throw it away and never, ever use their product again. I am so mad at their product. All right, let's get into
Okay.
this.
Well,
All right.
maybe you should have a drink.
1,000, 1,000. Okay. DuckDuckGo was a private search engine that has been spreading privacy around the internet as its main catchline. However, there are two major issues that we have discovered that raise the privacy concerns. Number one, your search terms. They say your search terms are always kept confidential. Well, they may be sent over the network as an encrypted form. So if I'm using it to search for a site and encrypts it, but it shows up on plain text in my browsing history. So essentially anything I search for saves a file on my computer, phone, tablet in plain text that has all my browsing history available. So that means that if I do an export in a plain text file, or if I had someone that came onto my machine and searched for a file for this information, they would have all of my search browsing history that I've used while using that browser.
Okay. And that's bad. Why?
Well, because most people don't save your browsing history as a text file. If they save it in a text file, it's normally encrypted. And they don't leave it as plain text. So this is essentially like a notepad file. Just think of having a big yellow notepad sticky on your computer that says, here's my passwords. Every hacker can go on in and find your search browsing history with a matter of seconds. Non-hackers, if I get access to a machine, I can go in and find your history information. They tout that they had encryption on all of their browsing search items. And then what's been found out is all of their information is stored in a plain text file on your machine itself.
Okay.
Horrible.
Okay.
Horrible. All right. Now, that's not even the major issue that I have with DuckDuckGo.
Okay. What's your big beef?
Okay, my big beef. DuckDuckGo has a tracking agreement with a company called Microsoft.
No way.
Yes, the company in Redmond. Essentially, this privacy-focused company offers a search engine that claims not to track people's searches or behavior, and also doesn't build user profiles that we can use to use personalized information advertising. But essentially what they've done is they have blocked and hidden third-party trackers from tech giants like Facebook and Google, but they have allowed all of the Microsoft tracking, LinkedIn tracking, any of the Microsoft stuff to completely track.
Are you saying
all the
that
information.
Microsoft has an inside track on people that use DuckDuckGo?
That's absolutely. You know what? Essentially, the DuckDuckGo founder, CEO Gabriel Weinberg, the whiner, chimed in to confirm that DuckDuckGo does have a search syndication agreement with the software giant from Redmond. Well, Weinberg added that the restrictions are only found in the browser and are not really related to the search engine at this time. That's what he said.
Really?
Yes, really. So they're going to change that one day too?
I don't know.
Well, they can, because what remains unknown is why the company, which was known as the transparency leader in keeping your privacy data out of everybody's hands, decided to make a secret agreement with Microsoft, and they have not disclosed how long they've had that agreement.
Could that have anything to do with the fact that they're now on national advertising campaigns? Well, on TV and radio?
Yeah, that's probably why.
Oh.
So why do you change that? If you say you're a privacy company, the only thing I can think of is greed and money, right? Greed and money. You just come on out as a platform that says you're going to be private. You have this privacy thing. Then all of a sudden, the backhanded.
Well, you have to
deal-
get paid somewhere, right?
Well, no, because
Don't you?
Well, no, because you could have done all, because they had the ability to still give you ads. They were just generically solicited ads, but not now. So now they're essentially selling all that information to Microsoft. Mike, why do companies lie? You see that I underlined.
Why do
companies lie to us?
Yeah, because humans lie. That's what we do.
In a statement sent to Bleeping Computers, Weinberg said that DuckDuckGo offers above and beyond protection that other browsers don't think of doing, but that the company never promised full privacy while browsing. Yes, they did.
So
I just listened to that on the freaking commercial.
Yeah, no, this is what you would call a lie by omission, right? This is what you're saying is they're implying that they have all this privacy, and what they're really saying is like, yeah, we offer privacy, but it's kind of like having a 6-foot fence that keeps you from your neighbor from looking into your yard rather than a chain link fence.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, he says that they have never promised full privacy when browsing. Because we're doing this, we can then allow our users to still have great, significant privacy protection with DuckDuckGo that other browsers just don't provide. Okay, yeah, that's not the case.
Do you feel like you're maybe taking this a little too
No,
hard?
no, because we talked about this as one of the tools to use, and I get upset when I recommend something, and then I find out that I've been cheated. That is the worst. Don't lie to me. Don't cheat me.
Microsoft is your buddy, though.
Well, okay, so if I want to use Microsoft browser, screw using DuckDuckGo. I'll just freaking go to Bing. Because Bing, at least I get rewards.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know
here we go.
If I want to use Google and give them my
Wait a minute.
information, I'll just do it.
Wait
Why
a
would
minute,
I
Bing
use
is a Microsoft
DuckDuckGo?
product.
I know. So I'm just going to go to Bing, go to their homepage and search on the crap. So DuckDuckGo doesn't get any money and I can earn points. And then after 10 years.
Okay, take that, DuckDuckGo.
There you go. All right. So if you have DuckDuckGo on any of your products, please right now remove it.
Okay,
and
so
move
as far
to
as
Brave.
as far as privacy is concerned, then
Brave. So I don't want to recommend anything now because I don't know if Brave is going to have some secret handshake done in 6 months from now, and I got to come on back and say Brave sucks. But Brave search and browser does track privacy. It does come on up and show you when sites are trying to get your information, and you can opt in to earn BAT tokens, which are cryptocurrency tokens in the Brave browser. So at least you're getting some payback for all the information they're selling.
They're sort of a private Bing version, are they?
Yeah, but they'll give you cryptocurrency. So, all right, wow,
it's a hustle.
Woo! I'm a little heated.
Are you finished?
I'm a little
Maybe
heated
you should
now.
take a drink.
I may have to. All right, let's get ready, Odie.
Let's get ready now. It's funny watching you get hot under the collar.
That stuff just burns me. All right, let's get ready now to move to something else that's just going to get me going.
What are we going to talk about next?
And we got our favorite segment, letters.
Letters, we get letters. We get back of letters. Oh, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have fun.
That's been a long time since we've done letters.
All right, I got to go first because I'm just on Microsoft bandwagon.
Okay.
I got an email here from Hotmail. Well,
really?
It's not really from Hotmail. It is saying that my account has been suspended soon. It says it's coming from Hotmail, but the actual email account is HOPM@LMN7654.com. Okay, so it's not quite Hotmail, but it says your account will be suspended soon. We notice you haven't signed on to your account, Nathan Mumm at hotmail.com for over 30 days. Let me tell you, I'm in that every freaking day. So if it tells me that I have not logged on to my Hotmail account, they must have no idea what I'm doing. That's what I use to communicate to everybody.
Using DuckDuckGo.
I may be. All right. We've noticed you haven't signed into your account. Please click here to keep your account active. If you do not want to keep your account active anymore, please click this button so that we can remove your account. Thank you very much. The Microsoft, Microsoft, there's no O and there's no R. So the Microsoft account team.
Okay. So what happens when you click the link?
So when I click the link to keep it active, it goes to the same form it says, thank you very much. Please put your email address in here and your password, and we'll make sure you can continue to go. Now, if I go and I click on the same link to remove it, it says, thank you very much. The same link. They didn't even change the link itself. It's the same link. Thank you very much. Please put your email name and password in here. And then if you do that one and you click enter, it says, thank you. You will be notified from Microsoft about any changes.
Okay. Microsoft or Microsoft?
MIC.
A lot of this stuff is taking
SOFT.
It's taking advantage of the heuristics in your brain. So you're going to look at Microsoft and you're going to actually put in RO.
Yes.
You're going to put in Microsoft. You're going, oh, this seems legit.
All right. I think you're up next.
Am I? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So from T-Mobile, shall we talk about the address it came from first?
Okay. Where does it come from?
Info 3010 at JDQNWAHR something.net.
But doesn't it say it's from T-Mobile?
It says it's from T-Mobile.
So T-Mobile must have changed their email accounts. Huh?
Well, they certainly have an interesting website.
Okay.
That's to you, important information number, and it has an official looking number on it. Congratulations, you've been selected to receive an exclusive offer. Complete this short 30-second survey about your experiences with T-Mobile and receive your exclusive reward offer for participating. Start now. You're a T-Mobile guy, right?
I am a T-Mobile guy. So they had some information correct, right? So, I mean, since I am a T-Mobile guy, I may have actually clicked on that and said, ooh.
You actually did click on it, didn't you?
I did not click on that one. I just thought it was so bad. It was so bad with the name just being out there that I did not even click on that.
So what tipped you off? Because that
email address comes on up as the email address.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't even come in as T-Mobile something. It came in as that
email address. And like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And
so
then
what's
you open it up and it's like, bloop.
Yeah. Why would I click on that? Right.
Okay. I got you.
So this is the same thing. I got to apply Cindy Carmen, and my email address here comes up as apply plus Sandy Consultants at ccsend.com. Line of credit starts at 3.3%. Do you want to lower your payments? We have our true line of credit available to you with no background checks at all. You are already pre-qualified. You can draw funds whenever you need to have your credit limit increase and have money for your business next day. They have longer payments, 12 to 24 months, flexible scheduling, revolving credit, fast funding, prepayment benefits, guaranteed $250,000 credit line today.
How much?
$250,000.
Wow, $250,000.
$250,000 just for signing up on their form. So their form asks for a lot of questions that I would not put my social security number.
Social security number?
Social security number, household income, where your current job is, current employers, stuff that you would really do for a real loan. But this is not a real loan.
This is somebody who's looking to steal your identity, it sounds like.
That would be correct.
Okay. And what was your first tip off?
The first tip off was the email again not being correct, and then that they're going to give me $250,000 without any background checks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I get offers like that all the time, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Jerry Coffee.
Okay.
But the email address is john247@gmail.com.
So it's not quite the same person.
Well, Jerry, and maybe that's his middle name.
Yeah.
The subject is I am now successfully, and it's not even capitalized properly.
That's all underscored, or it's all lowercase.
It's all lowercase.
Okay.
Dear friend.
Oh yeah.
I am glad to inform you that I have successfully concluded the transaction, the money transferred to Dubai, UAE. I guess that guy got his money.
Okay.
It was period.
Okay.
It was transferred through the assistant of your countryman, Mr. Howard Ferraro, who is a Dubai-based businessman, and that is SIC. You know what SIC means?
What's SIC?
That's mean that I read it just as it is printed.
Okay.
Currently, no comma. I am in London with him, comma, my wife and children. In appreciation of your assistance,
hang on here. How does that end? How does that sentence end? Read that sentence again.
Currently, I'm in London with him, my wife, and children.
Oh, okay.
So,
with him, my wife, and children.
Yeah.
That's a normal dialect.
Yeah,
okay.
In appreciate.
Okay.
of your assistance. I have mapped out as a compensation and wrote on your favor a draft worth of $5 million.
What?
I feel like I need to have a pinky up near my mouth.
Okay. $5 million bucks.
$5 million. I left the draft with my attorney, Sir Domain.Jizu, on my departure to Dubai. I would like you, therefore, to contact him on the below info so that he can mail it to you. Contact my attorney so that he can release your draft to you. I will stop here. Once again, thank you very much and remain blessed. Regards, Jerry Coffee. So, Jerry, I have a recommendation first.
Yeah.
Take an English course.
Okay.
Because that is not proper English.
And you know, the second thing that he needs to do is when I responded to that email.
Oh, no.
I responded to that email and the email address is no longer valid.
That's
so
funny.
So it makes it very tough for me to get my $5 million.
Okay, we got to move on.
All right. Okay. You know what? We got two more. We'll have to talk about them at another time because really right now we need to get into the question of the day for Mike's special segment.
This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com.
All right. The question to you. All right. Why do nerds collect toys?
You know, you're funny asking these questions.
Why is that?
You know, we talked about this kind of last night, and I was making fun because you have all these toys that are never opened out of the box, right?
I do.
And I was talking about as a kid, who would be that kid who would get a new toy like a
Transformer,
a Darth Vader, the original Darth Vader,
yeah,
and go, I wonder if I should keep that in the package.
Okay. And so that bothered you a little bit, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay.
I had all that stuff when I was a kid, but I played with them.
Okay.
I don't understand. I don't know where this came from, where people left stuff in the package until I got older. But as for collecting things, everybody collects stuff.
Okay.
In some fashion, right?
But look at, we talked about, what's the company in Everett? Funko. Right? We talked about Funko and people collect them all over. And those are just items. They're not even bobblehead dolls. They're just items that are customized characters.
There's a couple of things that we can identify. Okay, so we collect stuff because it's part of our status and identity, right? So if I'm collecting stuff and I know you're collecting stuff like Star Wars figures, or Funko,
baseball cards,
and I have a bigger collection than you, I win.
Okay.
There's also an addiction that can be possibly in effect here.
And what's that?
Because the addiction, there's an addiction of collecting. It's called hoarding.
Okay.
Right. We
don't say that too loud.
We want to have this stuff around us because it makes us feel comfortable. And hoarding is more of an obsessive compulsive disorder. But the addiction is that you get a payoff every time you collect that figure, especially the more rare that you can get that figure or whatever it is collectible you're getting, because you've applied some sort of personal value to that. When you get that, you get a nice shot of serotonin and dopamine, and so you're more willing to go out and get that next piece.
So the nerd that lives in his basement with his mom and has 50,000 Funko figures, he's collecting those and not opening them, keeping them in the box. He's collecting them because he has a hoarding problem, or he's
it could be either or. It doesn't have to be an addiction, but there is an addiction for collecting things. Okay. When we hoard things, there's a tendency that it creates a relief from anxiety because it helps us deal with the world around us.
Okay. Well, that was Mike's mesmerizing moment. That's good. I know that I'm cleaning up my garage, and right now,
you have all kinds of crap that
I do.
That I'm like, man, when I was your age, I was playing with that thing.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what?
How did you do that? How did you?
I didn't play. I didn't play with it. I just put it in the box. I collected them and threw them in the closet.
Open it up at Christmas. I can barely see this. I was like, oh yeah, okay, put it aside. What's the next one? I just like opening presents.
All right. Well, we got our pick of the day. Here we got our Wild Turkey Rare Breed Bourbon, 116.8 proof, $44.95. Mr. Gorday, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you?
I think there's no surprise here that this is going to be a thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up for you. All right. Odie, we're going to go to you next. What did you think of this?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I will also give it a thumbs up. So we have 3 thumbs up. It was a very nice whiskey. I think I will enjoy that on a nice summer night. Well, remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. Thank you for joining our show.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.